welcome to our second ever of Hawks basketball, this time girls basketball, on Tailwind News WVHN. I am the announcer for tonight, Alex Rizzo, and Sean Powers. I apologize for the earlier technical difficulties, but we brought this game to you a little bit late, but that's okay. We pick up the action here in the first quarter with 6 minutes, 55 seconds left to go. In the first quarter, both starting lineups are still on the floor. No subs have been made yet. Sean, what are you seeing out here today?
Alright, so right now we might as well give you guys a quick update on the starting lineup. As number 21, Aaron Terwilliger, just misses a 3. So, out there for Johnson City, we have number 23, Colesta Regelman, as well as number 12, Brooke Ladd. We also have number 3, Olivia Bowman, number 44, Claudia Van Dyke, and last but not least, we have
for Johnson City, number 44, Claudia Van Dyke.
And now your Hawks starting lineup. We have Gabby Stalter, Kenna Newman, Aaron Twilliger, and Emma Webster. Shooting free throws for JC, we have number 44, Claudia Van Dyke.
She knocks down both free throws right there, giving them a quick 2-0 lead.
Ball goes back down to Courtney.
And Kenna Newman gets her first bucket of the game right there, tying up the score at 2-2.
Up top for number 12. Second. 12, Brooke Ladd. Rebound for Corning, the other number.
And she appears to have thrown the ball over, resulting in Johnson City bringing it back the other way. Inbound to number 23, Colesta Railman.
Passes to the side to Jason.
Alright, JC passing the ball around the perimeter, trying to find an open look. Set up a pick and roll right there. Throw it down low. Right to our senior, Lauren Beal's hands.
That was not a well-advised pass, Sean.
Definitely not very well planned out. We do have the ball up top, near half court, right now.
Terwilliger. Terwilliger gets the ball back. Passes to Stalter.
Another steal right there. Olivia Bowman. That was a pretty deep three right there. Did only have 5 seconds left. Possibly could have taken a couple dribbles.
That is Stalter's. Ball goes inside.
Claudia Van Dyke.
That's Newman's fourth point of the game right there, tying it up at 4-4. She is the only person for our team so far that has scored. Ill-advised shot right there by number 23, Celeste Riegelman, and it results in a jump ball.
Looks like a primarily defensive game here tonight, Sean. As
Definitely.
we're not seeing a lot of great shooting, or I would say ball movement quite yet. Perhaps we would hope to see that change as the game goes on.
We have our first subs checked into the game for Corning. That would be sophomore, only underage player on the team this year, Kalia Folk. She does throw it away, can't quite save it. And for Johnson
Backcourt.
City, also a sophomore, number 2,
Takes
Kendall
the three.
Geisick has checked in.
Rebound Corning, that's number 12, Beal, over to Williger. Dribbles the ball up the floor as the point guard. Passes outside to Newman along the three-point line. Dribbles inside, passes back to Terwilliger. On the sideline to Beal. Thinks about the shot, does not take it. Passes inside, that's Kenna Newman. Looks for the shot, cannot hit.
Rimmed out right there.
Ball goes out of bounds. Look like that's off of Corning. That will be JC's ball under the rim. Passes to number 13, Brooke Ladd. Up top to number 23. That is Celestia Riegelman. Got a couple interesting names out on the floor here tonight,
Definitely.
Sean.
And that was actually an air ball on the three-point attempt right there by Olivia Boneman. Right now, Corning has possession of the ball. Drive by Kenna Newman out to Gabby Stalter, and back-to-back air balls right there. As we mentioned earlier, definitely not a high-scoring game with just over a minute left to go in the first quarter, and the score remains at 4-4 as another three is missed right there.
Just really not good offensive play here tonight, Sean.
Definitely looking a bit sloppy with the ball right now.
As you saw that layup right there, that 9 times out of 10 should be converted. But you know what? They'll get it next time.
All right.
JC.
Right now, we have 2 new subs into the game for Corning. We have number 20, that would be junior Stephanie Booker, as well as number 14, CPPTV's very own
Aaron
Austin.
Baby.
Newman puts up another shot, can't quite get it to go. JC now pushing the ball up the floor.
That is Celestia Riegelman with the ball. Dribbles once, passes outside to number 12. Cannot hit the 3 ball. Newman on the rebound. Gets the board. Back to Newman. To Stalter. Passes up top. Over to Aaron Austin, who takes the shot, goes off back rim, gets her own rebound, hits the shot.
And puts it in. That now gives Corning a 2-point lead with just over 10 seconds left to go. We'll see what JC tries to do right here.
Sean, I gotta think they gotta put the ball up here. Look for the best shot possible.
And they put up a 3 and almost goes in right there. But that will be the end of the first quarter. Score being a 6-4 Corning. Definitely not on track for a high-scoring game whatsoever, but we will definitely not complain about the 2-point lead.
But you know what? I think they're good. Our Corning Hawks are good with just playing good defense, waiting for the shots to start to fall, Sean.
Definitely. I say we keep running the offense through Kenna Newman. She's put up 4 of our 6 already. Definitely got to look to get her the ball down low. She's very tall, standing at 5'11". So definitely has an advantage over some people down low. Can shoot the 3 ball as well. A little background on Kenna Newman. She is actually assigned to D1 for lacrosse. So although she is a very skilled basketball player, that actually isn't her main sport, which is fairly crazy to think about.
Yeah, we just have a lot of tremendous lacrosse athletes coming out of Corning Painted Post High School. It's really incredible what kind of lacrosse program we've got going on right now. and I think they'll compete for a state title, or at least until they reach the Syracuse team, Sean. But we're always competitive in lacrosse. We'll see if we can improve on the basketball court.
All right, play will resume here very shortly as we have both teams head back onto the court. Looks like they're both rolling with the same lineups that they did end the quarter with.
Aaron Austin, and that is number 30.
Kalia Falk.
Kalia Falk are on the floor for the Hawks, the only two switch-ups from the original starting lineup. JC has the ball, passes around the three-point line, perhaps an ill-advised shot as number 23 of JC, Celestia Riegelman, grabs the board. That is Aaron Terwilliger, who catches the second missed shot over to Gabby Stalter, who passes over to Aaron Austin, who has her shot blocked.
It will remain a Corning's ball out of bounds, and looks like Kenna Newman got a quick 30-second breather right there as he checks right back in for Stephanie Booker.
And inbounding for Corning will be CPPTV's very own Aaron Austin. Ball ends up in the hands of Newman, back to Terwilliger.
Good screen right there by Kenna Newman, back out top to Gabby Stalter.
Passes back out to Stalter, really running the offense through her. Not even close on her shot there, perhaps got a piece of it. That looks like a shot clock violation, Sean?
Yes, that will be Johnson City's ball.
Johnson City's own Brooke Ladd brings it up the court. Passes to number 12. Back inside to Ladd. Tips it outside to number 3, who's able to hit the 3 ball.
Definitely a good shot right there by senior Olivia Bowman.
Perhaps peculiar shot for him, but you know what? If it goes in, it goes in. Here we've got Gabby Stalter up top, pivoting, passes to Newman, back out to Stalter, back to Terwilliger, who thinks about the 3, takes it, cannot hit.
This game, the Hawks are actually using a new offense, changing it up from what they have run in previous games. They are at a poor 0-11 right now, so perhaps a change in the offense is just what they needed. Their defense is fairly consistent, as they only did allow 4 points in that entire first quarter. Now the score stands at 6-7 with Johnson City in the lead with just over 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
I'll tell you, Sean, after 10 minutes, we have only had 11 points. Not a lot of scoring going on right now.
Definitely not.
Terwilliger looks to change that with these free throws as she knocks the first home.
That'll tie it up and can potentially give us a lead right here.
Terwilliger looking to ice the second free throw. Goes off back rim, cannot convert on the free throw. Rebound JC, that's number 12.
And the Hawks actually do have subs into the game right now. Kenna Newman gets a steal, back to Terwilliger.
Oh, perhaps stalled the offense a little bit. Maybe should have gotten the pass off as quickly as possible. I think she waited a split second too long, which allowed the defense to catch up with her.
Head coach Tatum Williams calls a 30-second timeout right here to talk it over with his players.
Throws his arm around one of his players, making sure to encourage them. Not looking particularly angry or anything of the such. Team looks to have solid body language, nothing too negative, nobody too frustrated.
Notice the players on the bench chipping in and getting the guys right there water, you know. Definitely not a water boy, but just doing whatever you can to help the team, you know. Definitely just coming out of the timeout, need a quick breather. That quick drink of water, staying hydrated is extremely important over the course of a long game.
Of course, and even in a rebuilding year like this, games like this matter for the development of future players, really.
Definitely.
We've got juniors who are going to be seniors next year. We got to get them as much experience as possible, hoping to have a little bit of a better year next year than we have this year at 0-11.
And
you know what?
Kenna Newman puts it up, gets her 6th point of the game right there on another layup.
You'll have to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I have been calling number 13 Brooke Ladd when in fact number 12 of JC is actually Brooke Ladd. I've been calling number 13 Taylor Johnson by the wrong name, and I do apologize. Excuse us for a second.
Right now, Terwilliger taking the ball up the court, pushing it early, back to Lauren Beal. Alright, Plumlee with the ball on the wing, out to Kalia Folk. Can't quite hit that three. Goes off the back rim, fighting for the ball, and looks like it'll be a jump ball right there. The possession will stay Corning basketball. Lauren Beal taking it out of bounds. Quick sub for Johnson City. Number 44, Claudia Van Dyke checks into the game for Olivia Bowman.
Ball passed out to Falk. Back up top to Kenna Newman. And that is, I believe, number 30. That's
Kalia
Falk with the lay-in for the Hawks. Back over on the other end of the court, number 2 for JC, that is Kendall Buzik, cannot convert on the foul shot, but looks like there's a foul on the floor. Number 12, that is Taylor Johnson of JC to inbound, gets it out for three, cannot hit. Number 13, Brooke Ladd with the rebound, dribbles it around the three-point line. Three for JC, cannot hit. That is rebound Kenna Newman. Newman dribbles up the court, passes to Erin Terwilliger. Terwilliger dribbles it over, passes to, takes it herself actually. Kenna Newman, offense is running through Terwilliger right now. Jump shot Kenna Newman, cannot hit. Rebound number 44, that's Claudia Van Dyke.
Bit of a fight down low. Definitely the Hawks want this game right now. We've got a 4-point lead in the second with 4:30 left. This is their first real shot at a win right here. They definitely want it bad right about now.
That is number 13 of JC. That is Taylor Johnson passing it inside to Claudia Van Dyke. Cannot quite hit. Passes to Corning, number 21, Erin Terwilliger. Brings it down the court quickly. Passes to each side of the court. Offense again running through Terwilliger right now. Oh, good pass inside. That is Kenna Newman, I do believe. Cannot convert on the layup. Looks like it was fairly well contested by number 44, Claudia Van Dyke. In for number 13, we have Gabby Stalters, number 11. Passes inside to Kenna Newman. Looks to use her height. Cannot quite take advantage of it there. That is number 13, Taylor Johnson of JC. Bringing it up the court for JC. We have number 1 of JC. That is, excuse me for a second, that is Elizabeth Aucklands. Rebound, offensive rebound, Claudia Van Dyke. Fight for the ball down low. Terwilliger comes away with it.
Alex, right now, you've got to definitely love the hustle between both of these squads. We've seen a number of jump balls off some rebounds, both sides wanting it right now.
Absolutely. Not a lot of great offensive play, but you know what? They're playing their hearts out there, and all you can ask them to do is give their all, and you can tell they're doing just that right now. And you can see it on the defensive end,
Good
especially
pass
as
down low
nice
from
play.
Erin Terwilliger down to Kenna Newman. Beautiful wide open layup right.
Oh,
and a
and
steal by Kenna Newman. She takes it up the court. Fakes, takes it up.
Almost
Can't
the
quite
one-woman
capitalize.
fast break. Looks like it is out of bounds on Beal. Beal slaps Newman on the shoulder to console her after missing the shot. I think her mental game is good enough that she doesn't quite need to be consoled quite yet. Taylor Johnson brings it up the floor, passes to Brooke Ladd. Dribbles inside. There's a whistle.
And it looks like there will be a defensive foul right there called against Kenna Newman. That's her second right now. With 2:50 remaining in the second quarter, you've definitely got to be careful if you're Kenna and head coach Tate Williams, because, and right here, Coach Williams does check her out. Definitely don't want her to pick up a third foul before the start of the third quarter.
Inside for JC, that's Taylor Johnson. Rebound Corning. Erin Terwilliger brings the ball up the court. struggles with press defense. Passes outside to Stalters. Passes up top. I'm sorry, that's Gabby Stalters. Not quite the most well-advised of shots by Beal. Perhaps more of a wrist shot there than really a full arm motion that you would like out of your shooters. Not quite the best looking shot right there, Sean. What'd you see?
Definitely not. Right there, we still had several seconds left on the shot clock. Definitely, I think, could have gotten a better look if we reversed the ball. However, we still do have that 6-point lead. We'll look to follow it up with a stop and a bucket, and we will be all good.
There's Taylor Johnson with the ball for JC. Passes up top to number 3. Dribbles inside, takes the jumper, splashes it. That is number 3, Olivia Bowman, as you just heard on the intercom.
Right now, I'm definitely loving the aggressiveness of point guard Aaron Terwilliger, definitely pushing the ball up the floor.
Don't love that shot, though, Sean.
Does airball that 3 right there.
That. But you know what? She gets back on defense. Perhaps a travel, maybe missed by the refs there. Excuse me.
We did speak to this Hawks team before the game, and they did say that their strength is getting the ball down low, layups over 3s. We've seen a number of jump shots throughout this game. Perhaps got to work the ball down low a tad more.
The team was saying also that they see a definite correlation between getting inside and getting easy buckets and getting wins, as defense is not a problem for this team. It is the offensive end that is sometimes a question mark. That's number 3 for JC, Olivia Bowman, bringing it up the court. Passes to number 12, Brooke Ladd, gets the lay-in to bring the game to a 2-point deficit. That's 13-11. Corning at home here in Corning Memorial Gymnasium. That's Terwilliger dribbling through the backcourt. Passes to number 20. Up to Stalters, back to Terwilliger.
Back to Booker right there up top. Back to Terwilliger. Thought about it.
Stalter. Inside to Beal. Nice catch.
Oh, nice pass down low to number 23, Emma Webster. That bucket was definitely huge right there. The Wildcats now have just over 10 seconds left to get a bucket to bring it with either 2 points or 1 point, as they do right there with that 3-pointer. Taylor Johnson right there, closing the gap to 1 right before the half. If you're head coach Williams, you definitely don't love that shot. Could have gone into the half with a 4-point lead, which is a lot more than a slim 1-point lead. But hey, we will take it. On track to win this game. Definitely got to keep up with what we're doing into the second half and bring the same energy and hustle.
Definitely not a high-scoring game here tonight, Sean. But you know what? We're bringing some great intensity on the defensive end. And I say that head coach Tate Williams has to be really proud of the effort these girls have put on the floor here tonight.
Definitely doing a fantastic job thus far. We'll see if it continues in the second half.
Just a 1-point lead here for Corning at the half.
And you can see the Hawks all running off the court. Definitely excited so far into the game. Alright, and we look to take a quick break here during halftime. We will be back to you at the start of the third. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the start of the third quarter. If you were not here for the first half, the Hawks are currently up 15-14. It was a low-scoring first half, mainly centered around the defensive play.
Looks like the Hawks will be looking to run the offense a little better in the second half here, Sean.
Definitely could have gotten some better looks. Thought there were a lot of ill-advised shots there in the first half that we could have capitalized on in other ways. We will definitely look to change that here in the third quarter. I'm sure it was a point of focus for head coach Tate Williams in the locker room at halftime. The Hawks actually came out with just 30 seconds left to go, so he definitely had some things he wanted to focus on.
I think the Hawks definitely need to focus in on getting offensive rebounds here too, because if they're not hitting shots, they got to get those boards inside to get easy looks.
Definitely, they don't have a really big body down low like Johnson City does, so definitely boxing out needs to be a focus.
They definitely do have Kenna Newman and Lauren Beal, both very tall girls out there tonight.
Definitely.
Looking for some offensive boards. That is not great defense there by the Hawks.
Luckily missed a layup.
Yep, able to force the miss on the layup. That's Gabby Stalters outside.
Alright, we now have Erin Terwilliger up top, passing over to Lauren, that would be Emma Webster, and now to Lauren Beal. Back to Erin Terwilliger, down low, Lauren Beal cutting, back out to Kenna Newman. 3 seconds left on the clock, puts it up, air ball. Rebound by number 44 of Johnson City, Claudia Van Dyke.
I gotta tell you, Sean, it looks like both teams are playing incredibly scrappy defense right now. Definitely lots of effort that you see out there.
Alright, now we have Erin Terwilliger once again taking the ball up the court. Did a great job in the first half, definitely taking care of the ball well. Pass over to the right wing to Gabby Stalter. Back up top of the key to Kenna Newman. Down low to Lauren Beal. Kicks it out Terwilliger for 3. Can't quite hit it.
I'm not sure if it was well advised to pass that out there, Sean. I think she should have taken that shot.
Definitely
look for the easy layup. I'd prefer, honestly, if I'm the Hawks right now, I prefer not an easy layup, but a contested layup to an outside shot any day.
Definitely,
really, no matter how open it is.
We haven't been hitting our outside shots tonight, that is for sure. So I think another point of emphasis, getting that ball down low. Kenna Newman definitely has a mismatch right now. Her opponent, number 12, Brooke Ladd, definitely doesn't have the same height that Kenna has. Brooke Ladd standing at 5'7" and Kenna at 5'11". If I'm her, I definitely want to get down low and use that height advantage down in the post.
I gotta tell you, Sean, I think we have a tiny size advantage, height-wise, on the floor right now. Both teams are trotting out very tall lineups. Oh, that's an ill-advised pass.
Yeah, looks like she...
That's a live ball. They stopped playing.
Oh. Back out to Terwilliger up top for 3, and she bricks it once again. Gabby Stalter diving out of bounds there for that loose ball, but does not manage to come out with it. Johnson City up top, Claudia Van Dyke, the no-jumper 3, doesn't manage to hit it.
I've seen, I believe it's a player from Washington, the Washington women's basketball team, that uses the same shot form as Van Dyke.
I've definitely seen it.
No-jump jumper. And it works exceptionally well, Sean, I gotta tell you. It doesn't seem like it's been working incredibly well for her tonight, though, as she might want to think about changing up her form.
Very true. Right now, a timeout by Johnson City, trying to talk things over. It looks like they'll have number 2, sophomore Kendall Geisick, checking into the game once again. Definitely that spark plug energy off the bench. Neither team really getting it done right now. In fact, the score is the same that it was at halftime. No team's giving up any buckets, which is good for the Hawks, but however, we also want to put points up and add to that slim 1-point lead.
Both teams' ball movement looking real sluggish right now, as neither team has scored a point yet here in the second half. I think you got to be a little bit concerned on each side about their offensive production. Just got to improve it through good passing, making sure they get good shots, not take dumb ones.
Shot selection is huge right now. I've seen a number of shots that this half had me shaking my head. Definitely think we just have to be more unselfish and pass the ball around. We have to keep in mind 35 seconds is a long time, especially on a shot clock. We have time to get just about any shot we want as long as we pass it around.
You got to treat every possession like it's your last here because the offense really isn't flowing too well. You got to make sure that every shot opportunity, clean look that you get, you take advantage of. Finishing around the rim is huge for the Hawks here tonight.
As Johnson City does with number 12, Brooke Ladd, getting that bucket to go, giving them a 1-point lead. Definitely a great play by Johnson City's head coach coming out of halftime. The timeout, excuse me, getting the first bucket since halftime. Gabby Stalter did not catch the pass there and appeared to give up on it.
That was sloppy. That
Definitely think she could have recovered that.
Lack of concentration took her eyes off of it. I think that's just something you got to improve through concentration. Making sure that you don't look for the shot before you actually catch the ball.
And she does get subbed out right there because of that mistake that just occurred for Johnson City. Number 1, Elizabeth Achilles has checked back into the game for them. Number 13. Oh, nice jump ball right there by Aaron Terwilliger. Both players right there
getting down there, Sean.
Definitely.
As you can tell, both teams are fighting for this win right now. The Hawks desperately need it as they are 0-11, and a win would go a long way towards salvaging their season, giving them something they can look forward to for next season about.
You saw the players hook arms right there. They were both not having it. Both went at each other a little bit after that whistle, but ended up calming down right there. Kenna Newman takes a shot from the right elbow. That left-handed jumper just so smooth, pulls up and immediately drains it.
That was some nice shooting right there, Sean, from a team that hasn't hit many jumpers here today.
Those are more of the shots we need to get as we do tip the ball out of bounds. Good defense right there. Will remain Johnson City's ball, taking it out of bounds underneath the basket right now. And found it to number 2, Kendall Geisick, back out to Taylor Johnson, who misses the 3. Good rebound by Kenna Newman, up to Terwilliger. Kicks it to the corner, Stephanie Booker, who puts it up and does drain the jumper from the right corner.
Just a few inches behind her, she would have had a 3 instead of a 2, but the Hawks will take any points they can get right now, as that is a huge jumper.
Although that shot did go in, I'm definitely not happy with that look. The long 2 statistically is the worst shot in the game.
That is very true.
See, you might as well step back 1 extra foot and get that extra point rather than launch it from deep and have almost the same percentage of the shot going in.
Exactly, Sean. I completely agree with you. I think she thought she was shooting a 3.
Definitely.
But ended up having her foot on the line, which is a little unfortunate.
Kenna Newman hits her first free throw right there as junior Aaron Austin checks in for senior Lauren Beal.
Representing CPPtv tonight.
Definitely, yes, she is. Kenna Newman will look to bring it to a 5-point lead right here. As she does not do that, the score now being 20-16. Hawks in the lead with around 2:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Free throw shooting is huge tonight, Sean, as this game is so low scoring. You got to make sure that you convert on every easy bucket you can get.
Yes, as number 13, Taylor Johnson, just converted on a very easy bucket, cutting right to the rim for that layup, and it looks like Aaron Austin could not be more open.
Gets the shot back. Oh my God.
Definitely think she could have taken a couple more dribbles in right there. Could have gotten a layup, I think, if she wanted to, but pulled up early for that jumper. Definitely think a little hesitation right there. As number 13, Rachel Plumley checks into the game for senior Aaron Terwilliger.
I think she needed to drive that in instead of settling for the short jumper.
I think
really,
that
if you're going to end up getting a short jumper, you might as well go in for the layup. I think it was ill-advised to stop and take the jump shot instead of driving it in. But hey, I'm not a basketball coach.
Many coaches do, in fact, say that if no one stops you, keep going.
I think she stopped before she reached contact, and if she was going to see contact, then I think she had the position to win it down low on the floor and the height also.
Yeah.
So really, I think that's just something that's going to come with time and coaching.
Yeah. Let's see, right now we have senior Kenna Newman up top, driving right by, back out to Aaron Austin, puts up the 3, hits the right side of the rim, can't quite hit. Kenna Newman actually gets the board right there, back out to Rachel Plumley for 3.
Cannot hit here, Sean. The jump shooting just isn't pretty tonight.
Absolutely atrocious. If I'm Coach Williams, I definitely want to spend some more time working on that in practice, because for the amount of times we're shooting jumpers, the conversion rate is absolutely terrible.
I think if we're shooting long 2s also, we might as well be shooting 3s if we're shooting such low percentage shots.
I agree 100%. Nice. Looks like Johnson City passed the wrong team right there. Ball going straight to Aaron Austin. Kenna Newman now has the ball up top at the key. Not really aggressive defense. She looks to
very
post
soft
right,
defense.
but yes.
Looks like both teams are gassed right now, Sean. You can tell.
Yeah, there's been
the energy just isn't as high as it was.
and good defense right there by Kenna Newman, tipping the ball out of bounds.
That's a nice defensive play there.
And Aaron Terwilliger
plenty of effort here tonight.
Aaron Terwilliger just got a quick break as she checks back into the game, but it looks like there would be a timeout called.
The Hawks are really just looking for more looks inside right now. That's what they need. And when they get those looks, they need to be converting them. And, I mean, honestly, it's all right to flop once in a while down low.
I mean, if it gets you the call, it gets you the call.
You got to do what you got to do, because
coaches,
it's a physical game, and they're not calling a lot. They're not calling a lot of fouls.
Agreed.
There have not been many foul shots taken in this game, so maybe try to take advantage of that a little bit.
In fact, right now, both teams actually have just 1 foul in the half with just 22 seconds left to go. So that's over a course of 8 minutes, 2 fouls called. So definitely look to be a bit more aggressive down low.
Yeah, the refs just really aren't calling them tight tonight. I think they're just letting them play, which is a good style for a ref to take as long as they're consistent.
All right, inbounding underneath the basket. Johnson City right there. Pass in. And they kick it back to the corner. Number 3, Olivia Bowman with a 3-pointer. That gives them a 1-point lead with 10 seconds left to go. Aaron Austin once again finds herself wide open. Does miss that though. Kalia Folk gets the rebound, puts it in.
That
2
is
seconds
the
left to
rebound
play.
I was talking about earlier, Sean. They need to be looking to get more of those.
Definitely great hustle right there. That rebound and the layup puts us at a 1-point lead, 22-21, heading into the 4th quarter. Definitely a change of momentum right there, rather than if we did not get that bucket.
I think that's huge right there before the half, Sean. Or not the half, the quarter. Excuse me. I think the Hawks are playing relatively well tonight. I think they've shown improvement over the course of their 11-loss season, and really tonight they're just looking for their first win. They got to fight for it. They might have to scratch and claw for it. But you know what? They just got to get a win out here tonight.
It's what it's all about. It's what they're going for. Right now, in the break in between quarters, I'm sure Coach Williams is definitely emphasizing his shot selection once again. Definitely not the best of shots right there, as well as decision making. There have been several questionable decisions, whether it's defense or offense right about now. I don't think it's necessarily selfishness between the team, but rather hesitation and questioning yourself rather than your teammates.
I think there's just a lack of awareness, as these players aren't really looking for the best pass. They're kind of making every decision kind of sluggishly, if you ask me.
I agree.
They need to hurry up the decision-making process.
Right now, it just doesn't appear like they're playing their sharpest. I mean, it's kind of been a slow pace, kind of relaxed game for the most part.
Not exactly adjectives you want to describe your performance. That is JC with the ball up top. That is number 1 for JC. Excuse me, Elizabeth Ogden.
She turns the ball over right there, up to Kenna Newman. And it appears Emma Webster's open down low, posted up, takes one dribble, picks it up, back
Again,
to
very
Kenna.
lackadaisical, Sean.
Definitely didn't go anywhere with that dribble, so might as well not even take one. But Lauren Beal right there gets that layup, giving us a 3-point lead right now.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. They need to be converting on those opportunities if they want to build the lead here. Oh, that's a hustle play. Nice hustle play. Getting on the ground. Maybe the knees might be skinned up a little bit after that. But you know what? That's the kind of play you got to make if you want to win the game. That's Hawks basketball right there. That's effort. That is hustle. That is everything that we're about.
Lauren Beal and Kiara Wilcox both diving for the ball on that play. Both teams definitely want it right now.
That is Beal outside, up top to Newman. Passes, actually spin moves inside. Perhaps a little, again, lackadaisically to Beal, who puts up the shot and in. That's another one of the shots I keep preaching on. They got to be converting those.
That's Beal's second layup in just the first minute of play right now. Definitely Newman looking to drive and kick. And that's a foul right there by number 14, Aaron Austin.
They look a little tired out there, Sean.
Definitely, there's been a lack of subs so far throughout the game. Definitely have seen just short breaks in between rest for players.
I believe the Hawks have tied their biggest lead of the game with 5 points. Here it is Hawks 26, the JC Wildcats 21 here in the fourth quarter, as the JC section of the audience makes some noise. Forgive me, that is our own Corning Hawks student section making some noise. I apologize for that.
All right, and that is number 2, Kendall Geisick, sophomore, hitting one of her 2 free throws, closing the gap to 4. Great on-ball pressure right there. She definitely wanted both those free throws, but looks to make up for it on the defensive end.
Newman, nice drive.
Oh,
she just
my God.
ran straight past number 44, Claudia Van Dyke.
She definitely has a speed and athleticism advantage right there, so she's got to look to take over right now.
Right past. Van Dyke up top, dribbles inside, passes out to Brooke Ladd, who gets the travel called on her. I believe that's a travel.
You can hear the "You Can't Do That" chant coming out from the Hawks band. All right, Terwilliger, as you can see, being guarded very tightly by number 2, Kendall Geisick. Gabby Stalter on the wing, kicks it to Kenna Newman. Nice pump fake.
There's
gets the
ball
defender
movement
off their
I was
feet.
looking for. That's the ball movement I was looking for earlier. It might not have resulted in points, but it resulted in a semi-good look. And I'm okay with that, Sean. I like that better than a jump shot.
Definitely looking to get the ball up close right now. There's no need for threes. We've got the lead. We've just got to play good defense, take good shots, and maintain it. The no-jump jumper, once again, not working for Claudia Van Dyke.
That is number 21, Terwilliger, with the long pass inside to Newman. Good ball movement inside to Stalter. Doesn't have the height advantage, but fights hard against Van Dyke, who passes it back outside to Brooke Ladd, bring it up the court, reverses it to Taylor Johnson, who looks for the dribble penetration, cannot get it back up top to Ladd, who hits the 3!
Ladd has definitely been having herself a good night tonight. I do believe that's her second or third 3 of the game, so definitely shooting it well from outside, unlike this Corning Hawks team. Kenna Newman does hit the long 2 jumper, though.
Looks like Coach Tate Johnson is looking for an opportunity to get his players rested here, unless, if I'm mistaken, that timeout was called by JC.
That timeout was called by Coach Tatum Williams, excuse me for that error.
Whoopsies. That's all right. Hawks are looking to improve on their shooting that's been happening in the past couple of minutes. I think they got to keep doing what they're doing, keep on getting good looks inside. They've kind of been forced to contort their bodies in the air to get these play-ins to go. And I think just looking for the one extra pass that'll make the bucket easier is what they really need to be doing right now.
I've definitely noticed the difference in the aggressiveness between the first half and the second half. I definitely think the pep talk I'm sure Coach Williams had with his players definitely has them a bit motivated right now.
I'll tell you, Sean, I think it might be time to put a couple fresh legs in there because everybody's definitely looking a tiny bit sluggish right now. I think they could benefit from a new, fresh set of legs.
However, it does look like we are rolling with the same lineup.
Who needs to listen to me? That's okay. Ball goes into Brooke Ladd, passes it to Johnson, back to Ladd, passes it up top to Johnson, dribbles to Van Dyke, shot, hits the shot, nothing but net. That's an impressive shot from Van Dyke right there. I think she might have jumped on that shot, Sean.
Maybe
Gotten a little separation from the ground there as Newman dribbles up top, goes to Stalter, up top to Terwilliger, who hits the three!
I believe that does put her at 1 of 4 or 1 of 5 from 3 for the game, but definitely that was the biggest one so far, putting us at a 6-point lead, 33-27.
I believe, Sean, that's our biggest lead of the game. Van Dyke dribbles inside, outside to Ladd, rebound Johnson for JC, stuffed in the corner, passes back to the top of the key, back to Johnson, fouled on the drive inside. Sean, we haven't seen a lot of fouls here today, but that was a clear-cut foul that the refs couldn't miss.
Yes, definitely. She went tumbling to the ground. It appears she got tripped right there. And it is a shooting foul, so she will head to the line for 2 shots.
Again, in a 6-point game, these 2 free throws are crucial.
And it appears she pump fakes that free throw right there.
It appears that the Hawks student section may hear double guess that one, Sean?
Yeah, definitely a double.
She does it again.
Or maybe that's just her free throw routine.
Had to do it to him. Maybe a little. That's a very peculiar free throw routine, Sean. I've never seen that.
Definitely reminds me of back in the 80s, early 90s, Bulls player Bill Cartwright had a very ugly shot release and did almost a pump fake-like motion in his free throw, hesitating before he did release the ball after he brought it above his head.
Almost like Charles Barkley's golf swing.
Oh.
If you've ever seen a video of that, check that out. It's pretty funny.
Charles Barkley definitely should stick to basketball as the golf swing and not looking the cleanest.
I completely agree with you there, Sean. Back to our game here. It looks like not quite sure what's going on.
All right, Johnson City inbounding the ball underneath the basket. They do get it in to
almost
number
stolen.
13, Taylor Johnson.
She is struggling to maintain possession. She's trapped. That's
Steal
a fast break
by
for Newman. Blows right by the JC defender. Makes the lay-in.
And that's once again that 6-point lead. Right now it's going between 4 and 6, it appears.
Cannot hit the three, but a rebound JC. Looks like a nice bounce for them. That's, again, another foul on the Hawks. That is Lauren Beal with the foul. I don't believe we have anybody in serious foul trouble as of right now, Sean.
I don't believe so. I do think Kenna Newman has 2 fouls, but other than that, I do think that is it.
I don't think she needs to be all too concerned about that here tonight.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Very unlikely to pick up 3 fouls in 3 minutes.
And JC looking to convert on this free throw. Hawks making some noise, bricks it off the back. Oh my God, cannot get the board. The band hits him with a whap, 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 even though the Hawks seem to have lost possession. That could belong on freezing cold takes if they covered high school sports. Ball goes back up to number 12, that's Taylor Johnson. Down low to number 2 of JC. Look to go off of Aaron Terwilliger and out of bounds.
All right, Johnson City once again inbounding the ball. There's been a number of tipped passes and turnovers right here on this possession alone going back and forth.
They needed to watch the 5-second rule on that one.
definitely
were
seemed a little
dangerously close.
questionable.
Great defense being played here by the Hawks.
And another foul. Looks like the refs are putting down the hammer late on the Hawks.
Seems like they can't get the ball to the other end of the floor here, Sean.
Seems like we've been playing defense for a while now.
I agree with you on that one.
Now number 13, Taylor Johnson at the free throw line. And the pump fake free throw once again. She's hitting it, I do have to say.
That's peculiar.
It does appear that's part of her routine, but if it goes in, it goes in.
That is a little peculiar, but you know what? Whatever.
Another
Oh my
rebound
God.
right there by Johnson City.
We just can't get a board.
Definitely need to put a body on somebody.
What is going on? We just gave them like 5 straight opportunities.
And
oh my
another
God.
foul right
They
there.
didn't just foul him
Lauren
again.
Beal sends number 13.
Oh, that's a
Taylor
brutal
Johnson
foul.
just to the floor. I definitely think that's out of frustration right there.
I can't imagine head coach Tate Williams is all too happy about this sequence right here.
And it appears he is putting a sub, Aaron Austin, into the game.
Aaron Austin. We keep putting the same solid free throw shooter. She might have a weird form, but she's solid at shooting free throws, and we keep putting her at the line.
Can close it to 3 right now if this does go in. As it does, and right now score 35-32. Your very own Corning Hawks in the lead as Kenna Newman takes it up the floor. I gotta tell you, Alex, I'm very impressed, by number 2 sophomore Kendall Geisig. Despite only being a sophomore, her defensive solid. She's got a great stance, sliding her feet well. Another ill-advised shot right there by Corning, getting back on the defensive end.
It feels like we've been playing lots of defense and not a whole lot of offense these last couple of minutes.
Definitely time of possession in
Offensive
favor of Johnson
rebounding is just awful right now. JC is getting every board. It looks like we don't have much fight in us right now. That needs to change fast.
Another offensive rebound, and we do manage to grab it right there. Bring the ball up the court.
That's Kenna Newman up top. Looks for Aaron Terwilliger. Dribbles out to Gabby Salters. Inside to Aaron Austin in the post. Takes the shot.
Good
maybe a
pump
little
fake right
off
there.
platform.
Got the defender off her feet, but appears she was a tad off balance as she went up for that shot.
Perhaps might have wanted to look for an extra pass there to improve the chances.
And a layup right there by Johnson City,
The Hawks
closing the lead to 1.
The Hawks appeared to have this game in their grasp about a minute ago, and then they just had that brutal defensive possession, and Williams calls a timeout, I do believe.
Definitely not
He wants to
happy
talk
right
this
now.
over.
Definitely not happy.
He can't be difficult on the team, though. He has to keep a positive attitude, but at the same time, he needs to implore of them to dig deep right here and look for this first win of the season, which they desperately need.
Right now, for me, I don't think Johnson City's playing much better. I think they want it more than we do right about now. All the things, just effort, 50-50 balls, boxing out, just loose balls, rebounds, everything going in favor of Johnson City right now.
I think Corning needs to step up their game if they want to hold on to this 1-point lead, because that 6-point lead, which they held about a minute and a half ago, has evaporated really quickly because of, I believe, 5 or 6 straight offensive rebounds.
Offensive
maybe
rebounds
not 5 or
and
6.
fouling right now.
It's really not all too good, and the refs are calling stuff now.
Yes. Appears they have closed down a little bit with the game coming down to the line.
I gotta tell you, Sean, this game has definitely provided some entertainment.
Oh, definitely another close game, just as our first broadcast was. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure to go check it out on our YouTube channel. The entire Corning boys varsity versus Horseheads game is in there. It was a very tight game. Won't throw in any spoilers, but make sure to go check that out if you haven't seen it. Now back to the game. Senior Aaron Terwilliger up top, faking the defense out, going in for the layup, and gets to the free throw line right there. That foul appears to go on number 3, Olivia Bowman.
If she manages to hit both these free throws, Sean, that is huge for the game. because that puts them up 3 points, and both teams have really been struggling to hit 3-point shots here tonight.
Puts up the first. Hits
Banks
the
it
front
home.
rim, going in.
Even though we haven't quite had a great offensive performance tonight, the performance at the line has been solid.
I have to agree. And she hits 2 of 2 right there, coming in clutch.
It appears that when we don't have a man in our face, or a woman in our face rather, we are rather efficient at shooting the basketball. Just need to be looking for open looks. Oh my God, another offensive rebound.
That was a good box out, but still can't quite grab it. As we do grab it right there, the ball in the hands of Erin Terwilliger, dribbling it up the court, and they do foul.
Was that an intentional foul, Sean?
It does appear so. It appears they're going for the intentional foul at this point. Although, if we used all of the shot clock, they would still have 11.3 seconds to go. Interesting approach right here.
I think they recognize that well, really, their offense isn't running too fantastic right now.
That's true.
They want as many possessions as possible to end out this game, as they foul again right there. Perhaps an interesting strategy to wait so long before fouling.
I agree. Definitely dribbled out some clock there.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake from JC.
That was a good 5 or 6 valuable seconds right there that they will never get back.
That is a mistake.
Newman puts... Definitely should have held it there. Ill-advised decision. Would have gotten fouled. They kicked the ball up.
Thankfully
that is
missed,
brutal.
Though. That is brutal for JC. They need to be converting that if they want to win.
Erin Austin gets... Erin Terwilliger gets sent to the ground right there off of a hard foul.
Not quite sure what the refs are going to rule here. Refs seem to talking to be the scoring tables. Pointing.
Very well could be an intentional foul right there, which would result in 2 shots on the ball.
That would be huge towards icing the game for Corning right here.
And it appears the call is an intentional foul as everyone is getting sent back. That was a pretty hard push, if I do say so myself.
I agree with you there, Sean. Oh, cannot
Can't
convert
hit
on
that
the first
one.
try. That might have iced the game had it gone in, because really, I don't think JC has 4 points in him for the rest of the game.
And she does hit that one, which very well could be the icing on the cake.
It appears that if JC does manage to get the ball back, it will be after we have 2 free throws, which really a 5 or 6 point deficit just ends the game right here.
The mistake Johnson City made right there is that even if you are intentionally fouling, you have to make it look like you're going for the ball. You can't straight up just go up and push someone. You have to always hit their hand or their arm or something like that. Make it look like you're going for the ball, even though the refs and you know you're not.
Gotta do a little trickery there, Sean. Cannot convert on this free throw. This next one might make this lead insurmountable.
And it appears Coach Williams looking to ice his player. Interesting strategy.
Yeah, it is an interesting strategy. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe put in a last seconds of the game lineup here. Perhaps the tallest people on the team.
Or perhaps seeing what they want to go do after the game, because as far as I'm concerned, this game's pretty much in the bag. A 4-point deficit, especially with the lack of scoring throughout the game. Johnson City has scored 34 points over 4 quarters, which averages at about roughly 8.5 points per quarter, which is around 1 a minute. So definitely don't see them scoring 4 points in less than 30 seconds.
That was some quick math there, Sean. That's impressive.
Quick maths are key, you know. Back in my day, I was a mathematician before I did hit geometry, which kicked me in the butt, but...
Tackling all the real problems here today on Tailwind News' broadcast of WVHN Hawks Sports. The voice of Hawk Nation.
Kenna Newman heading back to the line to finish off her free throw right here. And it appears the Hawks will not put anyone down in position to rebound.
Peculiar decision here, John.
And she does hit that one. That's 5 points. Gonna be awfully hard to come back from, as they don't even know who to inbound the ball to, it appears.
Not seeming like they've got a whole ton of hustle. They're not even sprinting down the court.
It appears they're in no hurry.
And that might be it. As
And
Corning
5
has the ball.
seconds left. And the Corning Hawks, a varsity girls team, gets their first win of the season.
And we brought it to you live here on WVHN, Voice of Hawk Nation. We managed to bring you the first dub of the season. That's a pretty hype ending here, Sean. What were you about to say?
This was also the first girls game that we have broadcasted. Coincidence that they win when we broadcast? I personally think no, but you know, you guys are all entitled to your own opinions.
I think we bring an energy to the team, Sean. Excuse us for a second. We, of course, apologize for losing a camera at the end there. We, of course, did do our best, but unfortunately, sometimes we cannot avoid technical difficulties. I still think tonight was a successful effort, Sean.
Definitely, I agree. Final score, the Hawks 39, Johnson City Wildcats 34. Definitely, I'd have to say player of the game, Kenna Newman. Definitely went out there and just seemed like she dominated out there tonight. Definitely seemed like Johnson City had a tough time stopping her.
I'd say tonight for Windsor's winners, just coined that. I would say the defenses from both teams. I don't think that any one offensive player was particularly dominant, Sean. I think the defenses just played their hearts out, and this is a huge win for this program. To hold JC to just 34 points, that's enormous. The team's got to have some good feelings going into the locker room here.
I was just about to say, as they head into the locker room, you know there's going to be lots of celebration in there.
Got to be a lot of relief that they're not going 0-16 this season.
Definitely, as the JV Corning boys did last season. All right, now I would like to take the time to thank you guys, all of the viewers, for tuning in tonight. It was a great game. The final score, Hawks 39 and Johnson City 34. This was brought to you by me and my fellow sportscaster,
Alex Windsor, and thank you for tuning in, Hawks.
And
stay frosty.
Have a good night.